Hey there, it's Blitzgame. So today I wanted to show some of my Great League battles with my Great League team. I made a team with Shadow Shiftry with a Vigoroth safe switch and an Azu in the back. I think the team has a really good amount of play. I was able to get all the way to rank 8 to it this past season. Pretty close to rank 9 actually. So yeah, so some things to note about the team. There's a lot of like really good leads that Shiftry has, like against Azu and Stunfisk and Swampert and other things like that. Specifically, the Shadow Shiftry, you're able to win against Galvantula, which the normal one cannot. So that's why I chose my Shadow version, and it just hits a lot harder too. So in like some matchups like Azu and Stunfisk, like it just hits, yeah, that extra damage really adds up. So it's really good. And definitely, this team is definitely safe. It has a lot of play against a lot of teams, and Vigoroth can switch matchups, like even against the Machamp. Because of the body slams, they will add up and they will hit hard. So yeah, so that's just a general idea of the team. I recorded a few battles of the team, so just get into it in a sec. Yeah, let's just get into it. Okay, so getting into the first battle here, have my Shadow Shiftry against a Venusaur. So this isn't a really good match, but I am still going to stay in because my Vigoroth and Azumarill don't really want to see it. And throwing the foul plays will hurt the Venusaur a lot, and 2 will definitely KO. So I'm going to throw the first one here. I'm going to see if they'll shield it. They do shield it. All right. So I have to shield this next one. It could be a Sludge Bomb. Even a Frenzy Plant, I think, would do a ton of damage just because Shiftry is squishy and it's Shadow. So right here, I'm expecting them to shield because they shielded the first one. So I'm just going to go for a Leaf Blade. Hopefully this gets their second shield, but if not, it still does a decent amount of damage. So it's okay. So yeah, I really want my Shiftry to have a lot of health because it can put pressure on pretty much anything after this. So I will shield the next charge move, and then I'll go for another Leaf Blade. And this will, from this range, probably take out the Venusaur. So, yep, it takes it out. And they bring in a Frostlass. So right now, I'm wanting to build up to a Foul Play and just switch out into my Vigoroth because I'm just guessing my Vigoroth might not have like a ton of play against their back Pokemon. Either way, really, with an energy advantage, it'll have more of a play against the back Pokemon. And I do want to have that Shiftry. And yeah, another thing mostly is just I didn't know how long it would take for them to get to the avalanches, so I really wanted to just make sure I got out of that matchup with my Shiftry. And surprisingly, well, I don't know about surprisingly, but these body slams are adding up on the Frostlass, yeah, and it counters. I'm surprisingly able to take it out. I did not think I'd be able to do that. They bring in a Stunfisk and just quit, so they didn't really have any chance there. I had my Azumarill, and my Shiftry had energy. Yeah, so that was just a good game. So yeah, that's not the great lead, but we're able to overcome it. So the next battle up against a Venusaur, I mean, not a Venusaur, a Victory Bell. These Razor Leafs really hurt, so what I have to do is, I think I could maybe do 2 foul plays, but I like to just like go up to a foul play and bait the Leaf Blade because they will for sure shield their Shadow Victory Bell because everyone shields it. There's a little bit of lag, but I think typically they do get to the second charge move right before I do, so that might have not made too big a difference. So I will shield and force them to commit their second shield, or their Victory Bell will be taken out. And then because my Shiftry is super low health, I do not want it to get any more energy, so I'm going to switch into my Vigoroth, expecting this to probably already be, you know, the Bastiodon Shadow Victory Bell team. But they bring in a Cresselia, so that's still fine. These body slams will add up. The counters will do pretty much nothing, but the body slams will add up, so Vigoroth can tank a charge move. This won't KO, even if it's like Future Sight. I'm not sure if Future Sight will KO, but I think it'll put it down to the red. So yeah, these body slams will add up, like I'm saying, and so I'm mostly just trying to force them to throw all their energy or shield if they want to win this matchup. So let's see how much this body slam will do. It gets them really low, and they're gonna throw their energy. That's totally fine with me. I'm just gonna let this go, and then oh, it ends up being a grass nut. They show both the moves. Okay, well, I want to bring in my Shadow Shiftry because I want to have that energy, and then I see it just Shadow Victory Bell. I was one Snarl away from a foul play there, and I did not want all this energy to go to waste. So it was kind of unfortunate I was able to throw the foul play because I really wanted to. And then if I could have switched out when the Stunfisk came in, but I wasn't quite able to do that in time. So right now I just need to I choose not to shield this just in case there's a Leaf Blade on the Victory Bell, and I really can't have that hit me because that'll definitely KO. But I'm gonna go for the Hydro Bump here, which should KO the Stunfisk, and then it'll just be a race to see who can KO the other the fastest. And man, those Rage Release just do a ton to Azumarill, but I'm able to hang in there, so that's good. Save the shield just in case I need it for a Leaf Blade. Alright, so getting on to the third match. Got a Shadow Shiftry against a Swampert. This is a really good lead, of course. The Leaf Blade will KO, so I don't know if I always play this the same way, but I typically build it to a Leaf Blade and then go past that and normally overcharge just to see what they'll do, or sometimes I just throw it straight away to make sure that I don't have to shield anything, because Hydro Cannons do kind of hurt. So they swapped in their Altaria, I swap in my Azumarill, and I'm just building up a lot of energy here because the Altaria won't be able to KO me with just a couple of Sky attacks. It will take a few, and an Ice Beam will pretty much KO the Altaria. So I'm just expecting they're not going to shield this, and then I'm going to have to use my Azumarill against their Swampert, but they want to shield it. I guess they're really going to try for switch advantage, which is not going to happen because these Ice Beams will pretty much one-shot the Altaria, and the Dragon Breath damage does pretty much nothing against the Fairy type Azumarill. So I will shield this because I really want to have switch advantage, and they committed 2 shields, so why not? Because that Sky attack would have probably taken me out. They bring in Skarmory, and I could bring in Vigoroth immediately, but Vigoroth against Skarmory is pretty even, so I want to give Vigoroth quite a bit of a head start, so I'm going to throw a Hydro Bump here, which will do massive damage to Skarmory, and then bring in Vigoroth to apply a lot of counter damage, and then the Body Slam will, if not KO, it'll get it really low, like in the really low red right now. Yeah, no, it doesn't quite KO, but the counter does afterwards, so that's great. They weren't able to get a charge move, so that's really good for me. And then they're going to bring back in their Swampert. Right now, I'm just going to apply as much Body Slam pressure as I can so that they'll have to throw up their energy. And as soon as they do, or eventually once my Vigoroth is taken down, then my Shiftry already has a Leaf Blade, so I can use that whenever I need to. But right now I'm still throwing these Body Slams just to see, and they make a really nice swap here into their Altaria. It would have been nice to keep this Body Slam on Vigoroth, but it's still fine. Because right now, after this, I'm going to choose to switch into my Azumarill. And then I should be able to get to this Ice Beam. They do get to a charge move, so I'm just going to shield this because I'm sure that my Shiftry will be able to win CMP against the Swampert. So I'll throw this Ice Beam here, and then the Swampert will come back in. It will farm me down, so that's not good. And because it farmed me down, I'm worried that this could be a Sludge Wave. So instead of bringing in Shiftry, just in case, I don't know, maybe I wasn't clicking the Leaf Blade right away, or they somehow win CMP, I brought in my Vigoroth just to take that hit, and then the Shiftry will just clean it up with the Leaf Blade, because they wouldn't have been able to have Sludge Wave and Hydro Cannon there. And that's a good game. So the Shiftry did really well for me that game. Against the Swampert, it was just a really easy match. Vigoroth put in work as well, and Azumarill, of course. So yeah, that's a good showcase of the Shiftry Azumarill duo that pretty much took care of their team pretty easily. So against an opponent's Azumarill in this match, this is not an easy match to play out, because their Ice Beams will take out my Shiftry from full health. So they swap immediately into their Machamp. I have to swap into my Azumarill here because that's really my only counter for Machamp. In this situation, it's my only counter. Vigoroth can put in work sometimes too, though. But right now I'm really just trying to get the shields, and surprisingly they just let that go. See, if they shielded that, I would have been able to do more bubble damage, and then my Vigoroth could probably counter it down. But that just gave me a huge advantage right there, because now I have this Ice Beam throwing against this Shiftry, which they'll probably have to shield. And they do shield. And then they've built up a lot of energy right now, so I know for a fact they're definitely at least 2 Leaf Blades. So there's no point in shielding here, because they're going to throw another one right afterwards. So I'm just going to let my Azumarill go. And then I'm going to bring in Vigoroth to do more counters. And yeah, they were at another one. They're probably at 2 right now. And throw 1 Leaf Blade, I can take that. I need to save my shield just in case. Do I know what their last Pokemon is? Oh yeah, it was Azumarill. That's why I have to save my shield, because I can't have an Ice Beam connect, or 2 Ice Beams connect, because it might be at 2 onto my Shiftry. So that's why I really needed the shields. But these Leaf Blades will do a ton. That did a good, I want to say 70% damage to Azumarill there, which is insane because it's such a tank. So yeah, shield the Ice Beam and then build up to 2 Leaf Blades here, so that if in case they shield, I'll have another one immediately ready to throw at them to take them out. And if not, then I'll just have this Leaf Blade to throw at their Shiftry. So yeah, they just let it go, and then they're going to bring in their Shiftry, probably shield this Leaf Blade. They decide not to shield it, but you see how much damage that does, so I'm just going to decide to snarl it down, because they'll have to throw energy, and then if they do, I won't shield it, and then my Vigoroth could just counter down. So that was a win for me. So yeah, it's really important with Shiftry to overfarm, because it can really throw your opponents off based on how much energy you would have. And I've had games where I know my opponent's been surprised just by how much energy I've actually had on my Shiftry. So this is a Shiftry against Galarian Stunfisk lead. So Shiftry wins in the 2 shields. The Rock Slide does, I want to say, like 60% damage against Shadow Shiftry, about 50-45% against regular Shiftry. So I do want to shield these, and I do, because I only win the 2 shield. But yeah, the Leaf Blade did about 50%, so that's really good. And then they're going for another rock slide, so I'm going to shield that. And then I'm going to build up to 2 Leaf Blades here. And I'm going to throw them back to back just to see what they're going to do. If they want to shield one, then they're going to have to shield the next one right after. So they shield one. They make a good switch into Ferrothorn, and Was about to throw, so I'm glad I didn't. I switched into my Vigoroth because I need the counter damage, and Azumarill would not have a good matchup against this Ferrothorn. So right now I'm really like debating whether I want to do Body Slam or Bulldoze, but I'm thinking like I could probably get the shields with these Body Slams, so that's why I'm gonna go for the Body Slams here. And the Bulldoze, they kind of just typically always see it coming, but I'm surprised they didn't shield that. I see that I clicked on that Body Slam, so hopefully that didn't go through, because right now I'd rather just counter them down because they got their Power Whip through. And yeah, I'm able to counter them down. So that's really good. Now I have a lot of energy. Like at least two Body Slams worth. So I'll see what they're going to bring in. They bring in their Azumarill. So right now I want to throw this Body Slam, and then I want to switch immediately into my Shiftry because I want to get their last shield. And this will for sure get their last shield because they do not want their Azumarill to have like really low health. So yeah, I was able to get that shield there. And then they're going to switch into their Stunfisk. Yes, I'm able to get the Sleep Blade off. So this is really good. I wanted to get this Stunfisk out of the way and not overcharge and get hit by Rock Slide, because then they could potentially get off a Earthquake on my Azumarill, and this would make this match with them become really tough. So right now I want to bring in my Azumarill to absorb all the energy that this Azumarill has. Whether it's a Hydro Pump or Play Rough, it doesn't matter. Whatever they're gonna throw here, I want my Azumarill to take all this energy. So it's a Play Rough, so this makes it a little worse because my Azumarill does not have Play Rough. So I'm gonna build up to the Hydro Pump and then throw the Hydro Pump. They throw first, which is fine. So right now I want to throw the Hydro Pump and then do a combo play with my Vigoroth and throw the Body Slam immediately after, because right now they'll have pretty much like no energy. And yeah, my Azumarill currently I think is a little bit out of Play Rough range. Like a Play Rough will put it in the red, but I don't think it'll KO. And so I throw this Body Slam, it puts them pretty low, and I can probably counter down from there, or maybe not quite, but they give up, so I don't think they had a chance of winning even if they stayed in there. But yeah, so those are some matches with my team. Like I said, it's done really well. I got up to rank 8, about 5th, do I want to say? Maybe 60, 70 wins by the end of this Great League in Season 4. So yeah, it did pretty well. So I will post some Ultra League battles soon. I'm trying to figure out a good team. I might just use the same team I did last time, but I really want to try a Heatran team. So, because Heatran I think is really underrated and has a lot of play against Cresselia and Giratina, and it's mostly just weak against Swampert. But against Cresselia, Giratina, it has some play against Steels, you know, like even like Registeel. Yeah, and mostly because the Cresselias right now are running Grass Knot and Moonblast, so both of those moves are double resisted from Heatran. And then it also can, like, of course, wall the Charmers and Articuno, etc. But anyways, I'll see how that goes. Otherwise, I might just use my Shiftry Suicune teams. So yeah, if you enjoyed the battles with this Great League team, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and bye.